How can I help you?
Howdy, I came to sell my Pokemon card.
Is this an error card?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's obviously an error card, right? The back is blank.
that is right. I'm looking to sell my extremely rare Ghastly Error Pokemon card. It's one of the rarest errors you're probably going to find. Both sides are printed on one side of the card, and the other side's completely blank, something that definitely should have been caught in quality control. I'm looking to get $4,000 for my Error Ghastly Pokemon card.
So this is actually pretty cool. You know, Pokemon's been around since 1996, but it was, brought here from Japan in 1999. And everyone wanted to collect Pokemon cards, play Pokemon video games, and watch the Pokemon cartoons. And typically, on a Pokemon card, you would have the back of the card would look like this Pokemon, and then the front of the card would have been printed right here on this white space, but you can actually see the front of the card was printed right over the back of the card. Can I take it out of the plastic?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I mean, it does feel right. I've played thousands of games of Pokemon and looked at my cards many times, so that is something I do know. Even though it's double printed, you can fully make out the back and you can fully make out the front. So I really, really like that. It's actually pretty cool you have this error. I've never seen one like this. So how did you get this?
So another collector opened a theme deck, and some of the cards inside had this error where they were printed twice on one side and not printed on the back. And I purchased this one from him, and it's been in my collection ever since.
So how much are you looking to get for it?
I think I'd like $4,000 for it.
Okay, that seems like a pretty high price. I don't know if it's too high, but error cards kind of have their own markets, so I need to have someone come down and take a look at it. And first, tell me that it is a authentic Pokemon misprinted card and not just something that someone was able to create on a printer. And also maybe shed some light on what they think the value could be. It could kind of be all over the place with these errors. Should we get him in here and see what he says?
Sounds great.
Give me just a few minutes, I'll be right back.
No worries. So while I'm happy that the card is ghastly, I'm hoping that the offer they make me isn't.
It feels like a good card to me, but
yeah,
I figured I'd get the pros down here.
Yeah, you got to be careful with some of these cards. I mean, these errors are worth a lot of money, so there's every reason for people to manipulate them. This is an XY Evolutions card printed in 2016. Ghastly, obviously a popular Pokemon type. And, the manufacturing at these printing facilities is very top-notch, and the security is really tight, and they really just look out for things like this. So the fact that this, avoided the fate of getting pulled out of production, that's just a miracle of survival right there.
Because it's not a small error.
No, it's not a small, it's blatantly obvious. That's messed up. Error collecting is something that really blossomed in the last 5-6 years because you can have error cards that are very common from $5 to $10 a piece, all the way up to $100,000 for some of the most rare errors on rarer cards. If you have a really rare card with an error that's really dramatic, then it can be worth a lot of money. So yeah, first off, we want to make sure it's real. So, take a look at it real quick. The intricate details here are just all there. The corners look correct, the cut's correct, everything looks right. Very happy to say that this card is unquestionably real. This is a true rarity right here.
I had no doubt, but it's good to hear you say it.
Yeah, it's a nice item.
What kind of value do you think this has?
I'd probably be right around $3,000, I think, is a fair value, be a retail value for that error.
I think that's a little bit conservative, but I respect your opinion.
All right, well, his opinion is the one I have to live with, so I thank you for coming down and helping me out here.
Always my pleasure, chum. Take care.
Take care. Thank you.
All right, well, he thinks it's worth about $3,000. I'd be a buyer at $2,000. What do you think?
I think 2,000 is a little low. 2,000's half of what I came in here looking for, and while I respect his opinion, I do think it's a little bit conservative.
What about 2,300?
Again, that still feels a little bit off from me, but I'm still willing to compromise if you could go to maybe 2,500.
It's a very unique error card, so I think I'm comfortable at 2,500.
That's awesome.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Go meet me over at the counter, and I'll buy it from you.
That sounds great.
2,500.
Cheers.
Sounds good.
I'm walking home with some cash, so I definitely played this card right.
Hello.
Hey, how can I help you?
I'm looking to sell my prototype Furby.
It looks kind of like Gizmo.
He definitely does. He, though, has this 1,000-yard stare and looks like he's screaming, but Vegas will do that to you. I am at the pawn shop and I'm looking to sell my prototype Furby. This Furby is unique because it is one of the unproduced color samples that was never made for the market. I picked it up from a former employee of Tiger more than 15 years ago who was selling out his entire collection of prototype action figures and anything he had. I am hoping to get $3,000 for this Furby.
Really cool. They were released in 1998 by Tiger Electronics. And the 90s were just that era where they were making these, interactive electronic toys, and the Furby was like kind of the pinnacle at the time of it because you could communicate with them in a sense, and you would buy a Furby, it would be talking Furbish, which is kind of like baby talk, and then it would eventually learn English, and it had this little infrared laser right here. It could interact with other Furbies, so it was pretty smart, especially in 1998. It was like cutting edge. You mind if I take a closer look at it?
Absolutely.
I mean, just first touch, it just feels like something you would want to pet as I was talking to you, Is it actually functionable as far as the eyes and mouth?
It is not a functionable model. The prototype stage that this was at was just to test the color patterns and the skin. There was no need for electronics. That was already developed. So they're just putting the skins on a variety of just empty bodies and showcasing how does this look.
Okay, and then what is this? Oh, this is a tag dated September 28th, 1999, so tells you exactly what it is, You probably know you don't always get that with prototypes.
No, you do not.
A lot of the times you gotta guess. What are you looking to do with it?
I'm looking to sell it.
And how much are you looking to get?
Looking to get $3,000.
Okay, I really have no idea. Let me get someone to come take a look at it and figure out what it's worth.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll be right back.
Thank you. I'm very confident the expert will agree that it is a prototype. It needs a new home, and I could use the money for other prototype purchases.
Oh, this is what I called you about. This gentleman has what we both believe to be a prototype Furby.
Have you taught it to talk yet?
I love Chum the most.
Well, the Furbies were a cultural phenomenon. When they first came out, they could not keep them on the shelves. This toy was so sought after. And you got to think that it rivaled the Game Boy, just to give you an idea of how popular it was. That it was this and the Game Boy in Christmas of '98.
You want to take a look at it and tell me what you think?
Absolutely. There's different stages of Furby prototype. You would have ones where they were testing the electronics, the eye size, how the mouth worked. It's really light, though, so it tells me there's no electronics in it. I don't know that I recall seeing a burgundy Furby, so that might have actually been something that they were testing. The tag is awesome, and that is a card that you want to have with this type of item, because the tag here actually tells us the code name for it. It says Fish 2. It tells you a little bit of information about the cost of the actual item. Very neat item, and yeah, it looks to me like it's a prototype.
How collectible are Furbies in today's market? Because they kind of had a short run.
There is a collector market for them. It's a niche market. You have to remember, in the late 90s, we were taught collector editions. Toy aisles were full of it. Limited edition of. When that happened, you had people that started buying toys, not only as a toy for their child, but they bought them as an investment.
All right, well, what kind of value do you think it has today?
There's hundreds of these prototypes out there, and you can imagine the reason there was is they had so many different color renditions. This particular prototype, I think you'd have no problem getting $1,800 for it.
Okay, well, I appreciate you coming down.
No problem.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, after hearing everything Steve had to say, I'm not trying to insult you here, but I'm gonna throw you an offer at $800.
Well, I know you have to make your money, and of course, more important than that is, I have to make my money. He is absolutely right. It is a niche market, but it is a strong market to my surprise, too. 800, though, is a little too tough for me with the experience that I have. I hate to say, I think I'm gonna have to pass on this.
Okay, I do think it's really cool. Thanks for bringing it in, and I hope you'll bring me back some more prototypes in the future.
Absolutely will.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Unfortunately, we couldn't complete the deal. We were just speaking different languages. We needed a Furby translator to work things out.
Hello.
What can I help you with today?
So I have here an original 1990s Jurassic Park film Pog set.
Oh, wow.
Based on the original film, you see each of the individual Pogs are based on the characters, the dinosaurs, and different scenes from the movies as well. And also an extra piece, which technically isn't part of the set, but on the last page here, this one was actually a special Pog that you would get from the movie theater when you actually went and saw the film. That was the only way you could get it.
Okay. Pogs were really, really popular at elementary school. I can remember sneaking these things with me because you weren't allowed to bring them because it was kind of a form of gambling.
Oh, yeah. I'm at the pawn shop today to try and sell my 1990s Jurassic Park Pog set that's based on the original film. I'm looking to sell this because I recently learned that there was an online auction for $1 million a little over a year ago. So today I'm hoping I can get at least $750,000 for my Jurassic Park Pog set.
This is pretty cool, man. Jurassic Park is one of the most popular films of the 90s and beyond its time. I mean, the graphics still look good, the dinosaurs still look good. It's still iconic. As a matter of fact, I watched it about 4 days ago.
Still holds up today, in my opinion.
It's funny that kids today, they don't even know what Pogs are. Pogs was a popular game that originated in Japan. It was called Minko. Japanese immigrants brought it over to Hawaii, and they made their own version of it by playing with cardboard milk tops and juice tops. One of the juice cartons was named Passion Fruit Orange Guava. That's where the name Pog came from. I definitely started playing in elementary school, and the way you would play was we would decide how many Pogs we're gonna play for. You would take a slammer, slam it onto the pile, the Pogs would go everywhere, and whichever Pogs landed face up, you'd get a key. It's kind of a quick fad. I don't think it was even around popular for 5 years. As fast as they came around, they were gone.
Right.
So I noticed these are numbered here.
Yes.
Do you happen to have the whole set?
Yeah, so the whole set is here. Never been, really handled, played with, anything like that.
What are you looking to do with them?
I'm looking to sell them to you.
How much are you looking to get?
Well, I did know that there was a online auction, I want to say it was a year and a half ago, where a similar set sold for $1 million. And I know that's not exactly realistic. I'm guessing you're not gonna give me $1 million today for these. So I was hoping maybe get about $750,000.
I mean, that sounds insane to me. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I mean, I've seen crazier things happen. I can have someone come in, take a look at them, and they'll let us know what they think the condition is and what they think the value is.
That's fair.
All right, give me a few minutes and I'll get them down.
Okay, thank you.
What do you got?
Well, I got a set of Jurassic Park Pogs.
Yeah, these collectible Pogs are kind of a big deal. When the movie released, this was one of the first items that you would have been able to actually get. The toys and stuff kind of came after, but the Pogs were an easy production piece for them to get out quickly. So Skybox was really big in the basketball sports cards, and they were looking at different opportunities. And they came across Pogs, and they're like, we're already doing cards, we're already doing licensing. So Skybox really capitalized on it and got them out. So can I take a look at what you got there, Shem?
Yeah, please.
Awesome. Yep, you've got the movie release one, and then you've got the slammer and the checklist. This would be what you would consider a complete set of Jurassic Park Pogs. All look to be in pretty nice condition here. These definitely weren't played with in the game, that's for sure. Normally, the corner of the slammers would indent the back of the caps, and they all look pretty nice.
So he says he saw these going in an auction for $1 million about a year and a half ago, and I figured if they did, maybe you would have heard of that or you might know something about it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of buzz around this set. With that said, what happens a lot of times is that these marketplaces, they're not regulated to have to remove information. If an auction goes and it ends and it's sold but never is paid for, they don't have to tell the public it actually wasn't paid for. And so that's what I look at, and that's what I see. So whenever I'm assessing a value on something, I'm always looking at what have I seen these sell for? What have I actually seen them going for? And then what can I buy one for now? In the case of these, there's not actually confirmation. Just because it's listed that it sold doesn't mean that it did.
What do you think it's worth?
So the set's in very nice condition, and you have the Pog Slammer. You also have the Pog for the movie release, which is a neat little addition. And the condition it's in, with everything that's there, I would expect that you would be able to get $225 for the set.
Okay.
Well, thanks for being the bearer of bad news.
All right, man, thank you very much.
Well, a little bit of a difference in price from what you're asking and what he's telling me they're worth. If you would still like to sell them, I can make you an offer around $125.
Yeah, I'll probably just hold on to them in that case.
Okay, well, I appreciate you bringing them in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
So I'm disappointed that the sale didn't go through, kind of slammed my hopes on the sale, but it is what it is.
What are you doing?
Trying to play Pogs? You remember this game?
Yeah, no, I remember playing when we were kids.
Yeah, in school I was the best, but I've seemed to have lost my touch.
Yeah, I mean, but that was what, like 25 years ago? Where'd you even get these things? They still exist?
So, I just walked across the street and asked Steve if he had any because a really cool, complete set of Jurassic Park Pogs came into the shop. We couldn't make a deal, but it got me thinking and reminiscing about the old times and how much fun I used to have gambling with Pogs on the playground. You want to give it a shot?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean, clearly I suck now, too.
Isn't that the truth, Big Hoss? Can't even hit it anymore.
You have apparently lost your skills.
Dude, shut up. This is a game you're good at when you're 11. Let's go do a little more reminiscing over lunch. What do you say?
Let's go.
I'll leave these here for your dad.
He's not gonna know what they are.
What do you mean? He bought you a 6-foot tube full of them.
No, he didn't. The old man did.
Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
man?
what's happening, man? Got these old school Jordans.
Normally don't deal with tennis shoes, man. I don't really know anything about them. I got a buddy who spends a whole bunch of money on this stuff, so give me a second. Chum!
What's up? These are Jordan number 5s. I have 40 pairs of Jordans.
That's it?
And,
Only 40?
Only 40 pairs.
Decided to come to the pawn shop today to sell my 1990 Air Jordans. Not only they don't fit me, things are a little tight right now, and I'm looking to get a little extra money, pay a couple bills. These shoes are in mint condition, even though they're 20 years old, and I'm looking to get probably about $500 from what I'm thinking.
Where'd you get these?
A buddy of mine gave them to me about a year back, owed me some money, said they were the original shoes from back when Jordan won the championship in '90.
Jordan definitely won the championship wearing the 5. You know, this is one of the classic Jordans right here. They made the tongue out of 3M material. It's reflective. Jordan doing the flashy dunks he would do would be up in the air. Everyone snapping a picture, and the tongue would glow.
Chum's brain doesn't work like most people's. I mean, it only seems to absorb information about video games, pinball machines, and basketball shoes.
Jordan 5 OGs, they can go for several $100s. But I got some news for you. This isn't the shoe that came out in 1990. This shoe was actually released in 2009, 19 years later.
Kidding me? My buddy told me that things are real, man. How can you tell that they're not the...
It doesn't look like it, but this whole shoe was actually made out of reflective material.
What?
Do you have a camera on you? When you take a picture of it, it's easy to tell.
It's alarming how much you know about this. It really is. It's hard to get used to the idea that Chum actually knows something. I mean, normally he's as dumb as a pile of rocks.
And we can take a picture of them, and you'll see this whole shoe's made out of 3M. Only the tongue is supposed to flash out on the originals.
You know what, Chum? You're right.
Wow.
Unfortunately, man, I'm not a shoe store. If they were the original ones, I could probably see doing something, or if Jordan wore them.
Whoa, 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 whoa. These are still a very nice shoe.
You can buy them out of your pocket then if you want.
How much you want for them?
I don't know, $100?
How about 50?
75.
75, All right, deal. All right, let's go do some paperwork.
Man, I couldn't believe that the shoes weren't real. My buddy is gonna get it for me. You know, I got something for him, but for the most part, I thought they were gonna be worth a little bit more, and they weren't. So I'm a little disappointed.
What do you have here?
That is a autographed Sandlot poster.
Are you killing me, Smalls?
Yes.
You hear that line all the time, but this is where it came from. Where did you get this?
I actually won it in a silent auction. I was the lowest bidder.
You were the lowest bidder and you won it?
Yeah, the only bidder, actually.
Oh, so I guess you were the highest bidder, too.
Yes. I'm at the pawn shop today looking to sell my autographed Sandlot poster. I grew up watching The Sandlot, probably one of those movies I watched every day as a kid. This autographed poster is signed by 6 out of the 9 members of the cast. I'm actually looking to sell my poster today. I'm going to be donating the proceeds to a nonprofit organization. I'm looking to get about $300 for my autographed Sandlot poster today.
This is pretty cool. The Sandlot came out in 1993. It's a coming-of-age film. It became a cult classic. It was about this group of guys right here, mostly about Scotty Smalls right here, and he just moved to this new town. And he didn't have any friends, so he went over to the baseball field, and he saw all these kids, you know, playing baseball. And, Benny hits a ball, and Scotty tries to catch it, and he can't catch it. So everyone laughs at him and Scotty runs off. And pretty much a story about, you know, these guys becoming friends for the first summer, accepting Scotty into their little baseball club. Yeah, it's a good story. It has a couple good little lessons in there. Let's take a closer look at it here. I see some signatures on it. Autographed by Marty York as Alan Yeah McLean, Tom Geary as Scotty Smalls, and Brandon Adams as Dinoons. See, it has a authentication from Beckett right here, and it says witness, so that's good. Someone from Beckett watched these people sign it. Too bad you don't have Hercules' signature. They say he lived to 199 in dog years. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. How much are you looking to get for it?
$300.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what it's worth, but it's a classic movie, very iconic. It's a little small for a movie poster, and when you go to the theater, there's these really big, large posters. They want you to see them from far away. But I would like to have someone come down and take a look, since you're saying this is a movie poster, and movie posters will have some standalone value in themselves. So, you got some time to hang out for a little while?
I do.
All right, give me a few minutes and I'll get someone down here.
Sounds good. I'm hoping the expert is going to value the poster a little bit higher. I trust his judgment in the value. I'm just not sure what that is today.
Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
Good, Chum. How are you?
Thanks for coming down.
Happy to.
How's it going?
Good.
This is the poster this gentleman has brought in, and it has some signatures on it. They're already authenticated, so I figured I'd have you come down and take a look at it, because it's supposed to be a movie poster.
Sure. For The Sandlot, an all-time favorite. As a 80s, early 90s kid, this is something I had to see. You know, every kid did, so excellent. What is interesting about this, just at a glance, most American movie posters come 41 by 27. So, you know, this is significantly smaller than that. And the theatrical release poster is a different image. It was a baseball bat, and all their hands are stacking up on it, and then the beast's paw is at the top of the bat. That's what I've seen. So I've seen this image in maybe like a press kit kind of format, but not ever in like a full advertising poster size. So it was basically mass-produced.
All right. Do you think that has an effect on the collectible market of this poster?
I mean, some, yeah, certainly. Did you have it framed like this, or did you acquire it framed?
I acquired it framed.
Yeah. I don't think that it would have ever been used as a true advertisement. It was probably designed to be a collectible, you know. It's probably not a one of, right? They probably printed quite a few of them, passed them around to as many of the crews they could find. They signed them, and then they pumped them out at like a convention or something like that. I think most collectors of movie memorabilia would prefer the theatrical release because it wasn't designed to be collectible. There are far fewer of them, usually. It was hung for a few weeks while the movie was in theaters, and then it was thrown away. So myself and most other poster collectors, we want that. We want the thing that you're not supposed to have.
So what kind of price would we put on it?
So the nice frame that it's in, it appears in good condition, hand-signed and authenticated by Beckett. I mean, I think shouldn't have any trouble getting $300 for it.
All right, well, thanks for coming down. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, well, I do agree with him. This probably was a printed picture that they were mass signing at some type of convention or something like that. So I'd be a buyer at like 50 bucks.
I don't think I can do any less than 100.
Yeah, I think for 100, I'm just gonna have to pass. It is a cool movie, very classic, very iconic movie, but I can't pay 100 bucks for it.
I'll give you another chance, $100.
I'll give you another chance at 60, but that's gonna be absolutely the most I can do.
I think I'm gonna have to walk away.
All right, well, thanks for bringing it in and taking me on a trip down memory lane.
Well, thank you for your time.
Have a good day.
I'm a little disappointed. I asked for about 300, but it looks like I struck out today.
What do we have here?
This is the best collection of Spice Girl dolls you're gonna see.
Okay.
Do you know who the Spice Girls are?
Yeah. Believe it or not, I actually have them tattooed on my leg.
I'm at the pawn shop today to try and sell my Spice Girls on tour dolls. I've had these for 20 years. It was a special gift from my mom for Christmas, and I hope that after all of these years, they can bring new joy to some new little girl. I'm asking for $250, and I think that's a fair price considering the condition that they're in.
These are really cool. I mean, obviously, you're a big fan of the Spice Girls.
Yeah. I was a 90s kid, and my entire wall was covered with their posters. I listened to all their music, knew all their dances. They were like the groundbreaking girl band that crossed over from the UK to the United States.
Yeah, they were huge in the 90s, early 2000s, selling out arenas, and they were massively successful.
Totally.
So we have Baby Spice, Sporty Spice, Ginger Spice, Scary Spice, and Posh Spice.
Yeah, every girl wanted to be a Spice Girl, and they had different personalities, so you could pick which one you were like, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I really don't know anything about Baby Spice, Sporty Spice, or Ginger Spice, but I know Scary Spice or Mel B, she's on America's Got Talent, and this one, Posh Spice, married very well to David Beckham.
That's true.
So these are in decent shape. What are you looking to get for it?
I was looking to get about $250 for them.
$250?
All in the boxes, great condition, all 5 of them, not one's missing to go on tour.
I'm born and raised in Vegas, and it seems to me like every year one of these bands, whether it be New Kids on the Block or Britney Spears, comes into town and they do really well. So I know there's still an interest in this kind of thing. You know, at $250, I'm gonna take a shot here and go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Meet me over there and we'll do some paperwork.
Sounds good. Thank you. I'm so excited. I made the deal. I walked in pretty confident, and I think those girls taught me how to be a confident woman.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good.
What do we got?
I have a Harley Davidson t-shirt. I believe it's 89, 90s.
Yeah. So, I mean, clearly it's from the 90s. You can tell by the picture on it and everything, and obviously the fact that it says 1991 in the corner. This is something my dad probably would have wore.
Yeah. I'm looking to sell my vintage Harley Davidson t-shirt. This Harley Davidson t-shirt is 30 years old, but it's still in really good shape. I've had this shirt for a few years. I don't know that much about Harley Davidson, but I know that this t-shirt is pretty rare, so I'm hoping to get $400 for my Harley Davidson t-shirt.
This is pretty cool. Harley Davidson's a really interesting company when it comes to stuff like this. They have a whole business that's independent of the motorcycle business. You see Harley Davidson stores in the mall. That's all they do is sell the little knickknacks and doodads and tchotchkes and T-shirts. It's definitely been worn. Can I take a look at the back real quick?
Yeah, of course.
All right, this doesn't have it, but most of the time what you'll see is Harley Davidson Honolulu, Hawaii, or Harley Davidson Las Vegas. They have stuff in the stores that don't have anything on the back. It's just commonplace for there to be the motorcycle shop on the back, and people collect them from all over the world. This one looks like it was just a regular shirt that they had printed up. How much do you want for it?
I would like to get $400.
Okay, I don't really know what the whole market is on these vintage shirts right now. I mean, to me, it's kind of whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. So let me get a buddy of mine down here. He's an expert in this kind of stuff, and he'll take a look at it, and he'll give us an idea, okay?
Okay.
Hang it, I'll be right back.
I don't know that much about this t-shirt, but I'm just worried the expert will tell me that's worth nothing.
What you got for me?
Vintage Harley shirt, man.
I see, man. Harley's hot right now. 3D Emblem was like the desirable Harley shirts. They're the ones who came up with all the good ideas for Harley to sell its image. They just started making Harley shirts, and then later on, Harley gave them the license because they were doing so well with it, and they saw them everywhere. Before that, Harley had a really cool logo and a cool bike, but they didn't really have cartoons to sell to kids like merchandising. After a while, Harley realized they were losing a lot of money just letting 3D Emblem have that license, so they just went and took it back so they can kind of sell it to mom and pop and not just the Harley people. So you took a lot of the kind of juice out that people were looking for.
Okay, you want me to grab you a pair of gloves so you can check it out?
Yeah, give me a pair of gloves.
There you go. Yeah, I know some of these can go for a lot of money. I know some of them go for next to nothing.
Well, it's got the hog on it, and it is an old Harley 3D Emblem shirt. So let me get a look at the date.
It's right down there.
Gotcha. So it's a 91. Makes it more modern, so it makes it a little less desirable and collectible. But it's got the tag that I'm looking for. You might have some real valuable shirt here. You're looking for like an old tag from like a throwaway shirt because they didn't have the licensing yet. So they just got any cheap shirt that they could get to print on, and that makes the quality like lower, but it also makes the run limited. It makes it so you couldn't get a hold of one. But by the looks of it, it looks like it's got a Harley tag. After they got a Harley tag, everything was licensed and they could produce just millions of them, and it makes the shirt more common.
So, this one being what it is, what do you think it's worth?
Well, the good thing about it is that people do collect these shirts and they are after them, but it's a later shirt. I'd say for your shop, We're at 150 bucks.
Well, man, I really appreciate you coming down, man. Thank you very much.
All right, so long.
Okay, I mean, you heard what Anthony had to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, it is a really cool shirt, but the most I'm gonna be able to offer you is 50 bucks.
Then probably not. I just will keep
Okay,
it.
well, I'm gonna give you the best advice I can and tell you to take it to a vintage clothing store.
Thank you. I was expecting more money than $150, so I'll try to sell it in other vintage stores.